the ability to commit to something. But how does one overcome the moment of being able to do well in one thing? And in doing well in one thing, does this mirror the ability to do well in the bigger thing? Like, if I give up this fear of competition and of being able to outthink the market, to outthink the workforce, and do things differently that somehow progress monetarily, am I actually losing out in doing well? For example, if I was to go to get some job, minimum wage, and I was to do well at this thing, in so doing, does it take one to the place where they're not questioning the object of their task, where they are so focused on the minor details of doing something inconsequential that doesn't put them in a better place? They are in effect wasting their time. But in so being in the place where you can contemplate the realities of life and step back to wonder how to think differently, to attack this problem, to find yourself in a situation that is obviously represented, achievable, even grand to some extent, are you then placing yourself in the position to lose focus, becoming reclusive? Is there some relation to intelligence and an amount of isolation from things that would take the mind's occupants in being a mundane task that can be done without much reasoning involved? Where then this great reasoning, this great fear that all there is competition and it's near, then how does one perform under pressure when that's the case? And if they lose that place when performing, do they then fall into some mode where they could be trapped in doing something that really isn't for their well-being? Basically, just having the idea and vision to understand that life is very competitive, and in being able to think differently than the populace at times, there is quite the beneficial basic imagery that can give you the insight as to how to outperform the market and to understand what the most important things are, disregarding everything that would be considered chance in this day and age. Subsequently lowering this idea of chance until you are brought to the ultimate form of reasoning, which is reasoning in the eternities. The ideas which create the unification and separation of categories of energies within your life, and where you come from and where these things go. In so doing, are we lost either way? In being able to be a part of community, is there such a thing as not being able to see past the trees? Other people, other bodies in the way, and the idea that life is normally this way. But I mean, when we're so ingrained to see all the great things every day, and we wonder, stuck in wondering, and thinking that our life is really only this one time, how much reason do we have to fight for such things, such as this? The idea that my life doesn't go just missed. I don't necessarily want to live this life, and how much of it is worth living if I understand it could be, and it's basically chance that I see that's keeping me from these things that are a glance that I see. Do I have the right to take life more seriously, to put myself in odds up against the populace? After all, I've reasoned through immortal ideas. And where does that place all other souls in this? Are they one with me? Are they separate things? What does become of everything after everything is gone, it seems? These are the things that I wonder, and I wonder how to do them all well, being a part of things and forgetting about all these questions and nuances that the simple things bring. But if I know this and how to make my way out of the commonplace, am I then already outside of the commons in the first place by my being unable to participate in things which take a watchful eye? Do all these people lose the ability to see these things if that's all they try? Then what is justified in my doing here and then? Justified for a future or what has been? In this moment is a chance, if I look at life as the greater glance. And if so, what does that mean to all these things that I've said for this show? Does it mean that I can forget about reality? The more I'm in it, the less of this that I see. This coming to reason. With amounts of error. In so doing, it leads to reason that all things are just there. I don't necessarily need to act. I can be non-combative, but take no part. And I tell you what, this document here is as smart as some political essay that identifies the normal ideas within a day. I'm telling you about life with an amount of reason from which my ability to remain true to these things could present forms of treason. So all in all, where do you lie? And if you have the ability to follow all these things, what do you say about these things as well? Will you elaborate? Or say they're better off in hell? This is what I think about basically all the time, and the fear presents itself even outside this rhyme. I'll see you there.